This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard from someone in power. A Canadian police chief straight up told citizens, if your home is being invaded, don't fight back, comply. Think about that. Think about how insane that is. The one person who's supposed to stand between you and chaos is telling you to just accept being a victim. That's not safety, that's surrender. And it's the logical endpoint of gun control. And you're gonna learn that today.
In the unlikely event that you find yourself the victim of a home invasion, we are urging citizens not to take matters into their own hands. While we don't want homeowners to feel powerless, we urge you to call 911 and do everything you can to keep yourself and loved ones safe until police arrive, and be the best witness possible. This could mean locking yourself in a room away from the perpetrators, hiding, fleeing the home, but don't engage unless absolutely necessary. My advice is to rely on our police service, call 911 immediately, and let us take it from there. We see more often than not when people comply that injuries are not happening, and people are not victimized in terms of injury, or in this case, unfortunately, we've seen the loss of life in some of these incidents.
That right there is the end result of gun control. Canada didn't start with compliance. They started by banning AR-15s. The AR ban was sold as common sense. Nobody needs an AR-15 to hunt deer, but that was never really the point. They knew it was the first domino, and once the government takes one domino, it never stops pushing.
But you don't need an AR-15 to bring down a deer. So, effective immediately, it is no longer permitted to buy, sell, transport, import, or use military-grade assault weapons in this country.
Then they froze handguns, because common sense gun laws always ends with banning all guns. Once the rifles were gone, the handguns were next. No more buying, no more selling, no more transferring, just like that. An entire category of firearms stripped away from the public, and still, crime didn't stop. Which brings us here. This is what compliance really looks like. Right now, Canada is the canary in the coal mine for America, so y'all better be paying close attention.
Today, our national freeze on handguns is coming into force. From today forward, it is no longer legal to buy, sell, or transfer a handgun in Canada.
And after all the bans, this is what Canada looks like today. Families powerless in their own homes, parents shoving kids in a closet, seniors begging for mercy in their living rooms. Criminals know the citizens are unarmed, so they walk in without fear. This isn't safety, it's helplessness dressed up as policy. But not every leader lies about safety. Some actually respect their citizens enough to tell them the truth. That police can't be everywhere, and the honest ones admit it. The smart ones understand their role. Keep orders, yes, but empower citizens to protect themselves when seconds matter and cops are minutes away.
We have received information in social media that some of the criminals were going to take their criminal conduct into the neighborhoods. I would tell them, if you value your life, you probably shouldn't do that in Polk County, because the people of Polk County like guns, they have guns. I encourage them to own guns, and they're going to be in their homes tonight with their guns loaded. And if you try to break into their homes to steal, to set fires, I'm highly recommending they blow you back out of the house with their gun.
That is the difference. One government says comply, hide, be a victim. The other says defend yourself, protect your family. And that's the cautionary tale. When you surrender your rights, you don't just lose your guns, you lose your dignity, and you lose the respect of your government. One treats you like a child, the other one a responsible adult. One creates victims, the other creates defenders. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather live in a society where my government respects me enough to admit the truth. They can't always be there. My safety, that's on me. Now, this police chief is telling his people to comply, but here in America, we don't comply with unconstitutional orders. That's why I created the I Will Not Comply and Defend America designs. Both are available right now in hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and drinkware. Hit the link in the description section or hit shop.mrcolionnoir.com and grab your yours today, because here's the truth. Compliance doesn't make you safe, it makes you helpless. That's why I launched I Will Not Comply. It's a reminder that here in the US, we have a Second Amendment and we don't bend the knee to unconstitutional bans on AR-15s or any other firearm. And it's not just about saying no, it's about standing for something bigger. That's what Defend America Designs represents. At the end of the day, our role as citizens is to protect the sanctity of this country and the rights that make it worth fighting for. So if you're about freedom, responsibility, and refusing to be a victim, go check out the full collection: hoodies, t-shirts, hats, tanks, drinkwares. It's all live right now at shop.mrcolionnoir.com. And I'll drop a link in the description section so you can grab yours.